In this video, I will explore how to raise awareness of the barriers that are faced by learners on the autism spectrum. Welcome to Mrs. Ryan's Year 6 mathematics lesson. Her students have just returned from lunch and they are all in different moods. Meet Lenry. Lenry is autistic. This means the special wiring inside Lenry's brain can sometimes make her good at certain tasks that her fellow classmates may find challenging, such as puzzles, and activities her fellow students find easy she may find overwhelming, such as making friends. Autism is a developmental disability. It is part of the autism spectrum and is also known as autism spectrum disorder or an ASD. Spectrum is used because while all sufferers of autism share three main areas of difficulty, their condition will affect them in different ways. Do you remember Mrs. Ryan's mathematics lesson in slide 1? Can anybody see some of the barriers that Lenry may face in that classroom? Me, pick me, me. Here, there, everywhere. This classroom is cluttered, print-rich, and distracting. Learners on the autistic spectrum can become overstimulated when presented with too much visual and sometimes tactile information. This is also known as visual perceptual difficulties or sensory perception issues. It is important to keep their environment clutter-free. Along with too much visual stimulus, there's too much auditory stimulus. The learners are talking with each other, playing with each other, banging on the table, and Mrs. Ryan is also talking to get their attention. Often when students with ASD are presented with too much stimulus, both visual and auditory, processing may slow down, or if overlooked, processing may stop completely. The information provided in the previous slides is not true of every learner with ASD. Every learner with ASD presents with unique needs and behaviors. It is important to note that the barriers that we saw in Mrs. Ryan's class is not exhaustive to the barriers a learner with ASD may face in a classroom. While it may be difficult to control all factors, the organization of the classroom is the easiest to manage for a teacher. Multiple stimuli present in the visual field of a learner can compete for neutral representation. So organizing spaces, putting items away in designated places, such as stationery, will help an autistic learner concentrate and focus in class. Pay attention to the physical layout of your classroom. Create physical walkways that facilitate for smooth transitions to different work areas. Create visual cues by labeling your workstation. This will decrease anxiety in your ASD learners. Misunderstandings, overstimulation, or communication breakdowns can easily lead to frustration. Prepare ahead. Have a quiet, calm down area with lowered shades, dimmed overhead lights, carpeted area to reduce noise levels when walking, and face desks away from windows and doors. Post the schedule of your lessons to increase independence in your ASD learners. Make sure the layout of your classroom supports your schedule to decrease confusion. This video is to aid in the training of classroom assistants. It is important to point out that all learners on the autistic spectrum have unique needs and behaviors. Do not generalize. Always read the individual educational plan and then act accordingly to support the needs of your learners effectively.